Hey guys, welcome to the 14. I'm Nick Cole, and we're breaking down each SEC football game in Week 13 from a betting perspective. Today, we're talking about the Kentucky Wildcats visiting the Louisville Cardinals. This game is played on Saturday, November 27th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time at Cardinal Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. It's going to be broadcast on ESPN2. From a betting perspective, this game opened with Louisville as a 2-point favorite. And as of the recording of this video, that line has moved slightly to the Cardinals being favored by 3. The over-under in this game opened at 56.5 and has moved slightly to 57. I'll bring in our betting analyst, Christopher Smith. Christopher, this is one of those rivalry games in rivalry week that maybe gets overlooked sometimes, but these two schools definitely don't like each other.
That's true. And this is another game, as we mentioned in some of our other videos, where it really has a chance to define the narrative that the fan bases look back on when they think about this 2021 season. I mean, for Kentucky, with the start they had, going undefeated to the Georgia game and beating Florida and looking good, winning this game against Louisville and getting to 9-3 and having a chance at a 10-win season in a bowl game would be huge. But you lose it, and all of a sudden, 8-4, despite what would normally be a great season by Kentucky standards, may feel a little disappointing. And for Louisville, getting it going at the end of the year and playing better and getting to 7-5, a chance to go 8-5 in the bowl game, that would also be a big deal for them versus squeaking into a bowl game at 6-6 and losing to your rivals. So, not much on the national stage that's going to be impacted by this, but certainly the narrative around these two programs, this is an important game. So tell us about the weather and injuries that may impact this game, as well as Nick's news and notes.
Sure. So let's start with the weather in Louisville on Saturday. We should have temperatures in the 40s for this game. The chance of rain is less than 20%, and the wind factor should be about 4 to 6 miles per hour. So nothing too scary about that, considering the time of year we're in. Looking at injuries, on the Kentucky side, we've got linebacker Jordan Wright has missed the last 3 games, and it seems like he may be out for this one. And on Louisville side, cornerback Ketrell Clark has missed the Cardinals' last 3 games as well. So 2 names to watch for on Saturday, probably not going to suit up. In the news and notes side of things, let's talk about the battle for the Governor's Cup a little bit. Kentucky has won the last 2 games in this series, but just 3 of the last 9. The Wildcats own a narrow 17-15 lead in this all-time series. And it's actually kind of hard to believe that these teams have only played 32 times. They went a 70-year period from 1924 to 1994 without playing against each other in football, which just is hard to believe, but it's true. And aside from the rivalry glory, you kind of mentioned it. Both of these teams have something to play for this year. Kentucky is back on track after starting the season 6-0, losing 3 games. Now they've won their last 2 games. And if they win this game, that's the key to a potential 10-win season. That's a rarefied air for this Kentucky football program. Mark Stoops achieved it once in 2018, and we thought, well, will he ever do it again? And the answer is it's definitely a possibility if he can win this one and get a bowl victory. On the Louisville side, those guys that have it going offensively, they've achieved bowl eligibility, and they've scored 103 points in their last 2 weeks. They won both of those games. They beat Syracuse 41-3, and most recently beat Duke 62-22. Louisville recorded 687 yards of total offense in that win over Duke, and the 62 points were the most points of the Scott Satterfield era. Now, Duke's not quite what they've been in recent years under David Cutcliffe. This is definitely a down year for them and maybe getting close to a transition there, but still, a winning season is on the line for the Cardinals. If you look at it overall, they can guarantee themselves a winning season no matter what happens in their bowl game if they beat Kentucky. And certainly they want to get back on the winning side of this rivalry game. So with such a close line and so much on the line for both of these teams, Christopher, how do we bet this one correctly?
Yeah, I think the first thing, you mentioned this when you talked about the injuries, I believe, but Trey Franklin is Louisville's best cornerback, the best guy on the team in coverage. I mean, if you look at the Pro Football Focus coverage rankings, he's the second best in terms of grading for defensive backs on Louisville's team, but the top guy has only 117 snaps. So sorry, that was not Trey Franklin is the guy who has only 117 snaps, but Ketrell Clark is the guy I'm speaking of, who is Louisville's top cornerback, and he would probably be tasked with covering Wan'Dale Robinson in this football game if he were healthy. And it seems like he probably won't play in this game. We're recording a little early this week, but from what I've seen, it looks like he's trending toward maybe not playing. So definitely monitor his status if you're planning on betting this game. But the other good news for Kentucky backers and bettors is that Louisville's defense is only 88th in EPA per snap defending the run. And of course, Kentucky has some more balance this year with Liam Cohen coming over from the Rams to coordinate the offense, but still runs a little bit more than 55% of their snaps. And, they're 52nd against the pass, 88th against the run. But without their cover corner against the pass, the other thing that's significant is Kentucky throws 40% of its passes to Robinson, which is just monumentally higher than the second most heavily targeted receiver in the SEC. Got to be one of the biggest in the country. So it's a pretty good matchup for Kentucky's offense because Kentucky's receivers, all due respect to Josh Ali, outside of Robinson, are not great. And Louisville's defensive backs outside of their top guy are pretty decent, at least, relative to their defense as a whole. So Kentucky doesn't, really worry about that because they don't really throw it to anybody else. They throw it to Robinson over and over again. So I think as long as Robinson's going well in this game and Kentucky will be able to run the ball well as well. So kind of favors their offense in this matchup. On the other side, Louisville's pass offense is now up to 17th in EPA per snap. They've been playing better as the season goes along. They scored 103 points in their last two games. And Kentucky's defense, which is normally pretty good under Mark Stoops, allowed 30, 31, and 45 points in their last three SEC losses. So they're definitely capable of giving up some big numbers to a good offense. And Louisville is a team that can score and can be explosive, still have a really good quarterback. So, lots to like, at least from my perspective, for both offenses in this game. But Nick, why don't you tell me how you're betting on this game and whether you have a gift to our loyal listeners out there?
Yeah, I may have a little gift for them. Our partners over at Action 24/7 Sportsbook have a deal that they may want to take advantage of on this rivalry week. For new customers, for a limited time, you can get your deposit matched 100% up to $800. So if you sign up today and make your first deposit using the code SOUTH14, that's SOUTH14, Action will double your money up to $800. So download the app or visit action247.com to get started. Action 24/7 is by Tennesseans for Tennesseans, and you've got action. Christopher, when I look at this game and try to devise how I want to game plan betting on it, I think there is one that will make my card this weekend. I think it's the over 57, and I'll tell you why. Not only have we seen Kentucky capable of scoring plenty of points, Louisville also scores at will against some teams and plays with good pace. So I feel like both of these offenses are capable of getting us there. And then maybe I'm biased. I watched a long time ago, watched Ole Miss just run through this Louisville defense. And Ole Miss is maybe a little bit better offense than Kentucky's, but still, this is a defense that's susceptible to giving up points. And as you just mentioned and outlined earlier, Kentucky in their last three losses, their defense has given up points, and they gave up points to New Mexico State, a bad New Mexico State team last week at times too. So I think we get over 57, and I feel pretty good about that one enough that I'm going to put it on my card this week. And then if you have me pick the side on this game, I think I'd like to go ahead and take the points with Kentucky. I think they're just a little bit better team. And if you're going to give me points, I know they're going on the road, but give me the field goal and give me the Wildcats. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, we talked about in the Iron Bowl how I thought for weeks that I was probably going to take Auburn in that game, but you have to adjust as the season goes along. And this is another game like that for me personally, because I thought I would be betting on Louisville in this game as well for a long time in the last month or so. But the injury to Louisville's top cornerback and the way these teams are trending right now and how important this game is for Kentucky's entire season, I'm with you, Nick. I'm taking Kentucky +3. And I do like the over 57 as well. We ran through the reasons already, but I think the offense has the advantage on both sides of when each team has the ball, I think the offense it has the advantage in this game. So, the market has not bumped up a ton, but the market's showing a little love for the over. Nick and I both like it. So, it'll be interesting to see if we're right or wrong, but hopefully we can not only get you that bonus from Action 24/7, but we can also get you to the window with the over in this game. For Nick Cole, I'm Christopher Smith for the 14, and we'll talk to you later.